Hi, this is Jimmy Kachulis, and in this clinic, we're going to be exploring some of the ways that we can create really effective choruses. Now, remember, there are two stages to creating a section of music. First of all, you create an idea or two contrasting ideas, and then you put them together and develop them using your development tools to create a full section. So in this clinic, we'll go over both of those stages. In a chorus, of course, we usually have the most dramatic setting of a lyric. Usually it's the title. Let's examine this idea for this classic chorus created by Marvin Gaye.
How sweet it is to be loved by you.
Notice that it's a very dramatic setting. What are some of the things that make this such a dramatic, emphatic setting for a title? First of all, this chord progression, C, B minor, A minor, D, G, is a full cadence. And of all the harmonic tools to emphasize your title, this is by far the strongest. There are at least 24, 25 different types of cadences in the various key colors, but in the major key, moving from ultimately the 5 chord to the 1 chord is the strongest. Notice that in the key also, the melody ends on this note, which is the do of the key. This is called the melodic cadence. When you end your title on the tonic note in the key, it also conveys a real dramatic statement. It says to the audience, this is the thing. This is the main idea of this song. Notice that in the time, how sweet it is to be loved by you. It ends on the downbeat. This is a rhythmic cadence. And this also produces a tremendous amount of emphasis. So with all of these three cadences, the harmonic cadence, the melodic cadence, and the rhythmic cadence, you're basically showing the audience that this is the central idea of the song. By the way, just to, again, include a couple of more tools, notice that after we sing the title for 2 measures, there's nothing but space afterwards.
How sweet it is to be loved by you.
That space also conveys a sense of importance to that, whatever you sing before the space. Now that you have your setting of the title, how do you create a full section? There are basically only 3 types of development tools. You can repeat your idea exactly, you can vary it, or you can introduce contrasting ideas. Let me demonstrate each of those in turn. Let's take the setting for that Marvin Gaye classic. And notice how he just developed the chorus by simply repeating the title exactly. This means the melody, the harmony, the rhythm, and the lyrics all are done again. It is by far the strongest tool for emphasis.
How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you.
A setting of the title very dramatically, and then a simple exact repetition. Now the next development tool is where you vary the repetition. One of the ways in which it's used to create a chorus is to surprise people by repeating the title but changing something. Now you can change the rhythm of the melody, you could change the pitch of the melody, you could change the chord. There are all kinds of little subtle ways of varying that repetition. One of the easiest ways is to repeat the chord progression but sing slightly different melodic idea when the title is repeated. You can hear it in this classic song, Calling All Angels. It simply repeats the chord progression from the 1 chord to the 4 chord. Notice the original setting.
calling all angels.
Here's the variation.
Calling all you angels.
So you can hear that instead of stating the obvious, which is exactly repeating the title, which is a standard move, now you're surprising the audience by restating the title but changing it up the second time. The last way of developing an idea or ideas into a full section is by using two contrasting ideas. Most of the sections that we create have at the maximum two ideas. It helps the song kind of hang together when you're just developing one or two ideas. In a chorus, I refer to these as the title idea and the non-title idea, which I call the swing line. Lyrically, it often comments on the title. But if you want that title to stand out from the swing line, one of the most effective ways to do that is to create two very contrasting ideas. And how do they contrast? For instance, choose different notes, choose a different shape, choose a different number of syllables. This would, of course, mean you have two different rhythmic ideas as well. Create a different amount of space around each idea. Harmonically, choose different chords for the different ideas. Begin them on different chords, end them on different chords. And as you learn in this course, if you set the title to those various cadences, as we heard in the Marvin Gaye song, that would also differentiate the title from the swing line idea. Here, for instance, is one of the classic choruses. And I'll describe the ideas after I play them. See if you can focus on the differences between the swing line idea and the title idea.
If you're lost, you can look and you will find me, time after time. If you fall, I will catch you, I'll be waiting, time after time.
Now, let's examine those in a little detail. Notice that the swing line idea has this as its melodic shape. Notice that it's a leap from the D to the G. Notice that it has a lot of syllables. And how is that idea developed? It's moved up the scale and turned upside down. So listen to the idea. And it has these chords: G chord, A minor. Listen to it now by itself.
If you're lost, you can look and you will find me.
Now listen to the title idea. E, E, D, E. Notice that it focuses around completely different pitches. It has a completely different shape. It does not leap. It moves by step right next door to the next note, dips down, and goes right back up. And how is it developed? Not at all. It's just stated once. And it has a lot of space after it. Look at the chords: F, G, C. A completely different chord progression, including some chords that did not even occur in the swing line. It begins on a different chord. It ends on a different chord. It has a different number of chords. And it also has this special kind of progression we talked about earlier, which is a cadence. In this case, in the key of C, 4, 5, 1. Now, how is the full section built? The swing line is repeated musically but changed lyrically. So it's varied quite substantially. Whereas the title is repeated using that tool of exact repetition we talked about earlier. So follow all of those things at the same time, and I think you'll appreciate how well-written this chorus is.
If you're lost, you can look and you will find me, time after time. If you fall, I will catch you, I'll be waiting, time after time.
For more on this idea of creating dramatic ideas, using the 3 types of development tools to build really effective choruses, check out the songwriting course called Writing Hit Songs.